It's interesting when you define some features or you define some problems that the customers in that vertical are having. We quickly then shift gears into like, well, what is the integration that's going to make that happen? To either give us the data or to trigger the action. And there's one that is really simple for us, but ticks a lot of boxes, and that's the building access control. So if we can read and write and dynamically assign privileges to people to access a building and then open the door when they arrive, we can achieve like a number of the user cases you just mentioned.
Yeah.
And then it's just having a platform that adds the other integrations to achieve more than that. One might be to validate when they actually get there, so we know if we're expecting something, to validate when it happens, and then to let them in and securely and then revoke their access when they've left and delivered that service. For me, this first started in workplaces becoming more hospitality focused. So a workplace that wants to provide services to their employees. And I feel like if we now take this to residential, it's almost like going to the source. You know, we touched on how everyone's a consumer. We're using our experience of employee experiences, but now we're looking at just dwelling experiences in general.
Yeah, and so much of this as well is because I used to live on the 40th floor of a building in the city, and so many things could have been so good, but were so bizarre. Like if I had a visitor coming by car, I would be on the 40th floor. I would have to run down to ground floor to help them find the car park entry, because even if I could beep them in, they couldn't find it anyway. Then I would chase them down to B1 once I'd let them in. And then from B1, we would have to go to ground floor where they would get a parking permit. We would go down to B1 to put it on their car. And then from B1, we could go up to level 40. It was just absolute chaos, but I could give them credentials that only worked when they arrived, for example, or they only worked for a given time, and then we would know where they were and we could automatically connect it to their car number plate. It just so many aspects, because then you're welcoming a visitor to your home, like one of my friends would be coming over, and it would just be absolute chaos, and the most bizarre way to enter a building, because it's not a smooth experience and it's not showing the building in its best light, even when you're welcoming a visitor.
And it's just a waste of time, particularly if you're paying contractors an hourly rate. You don't want to mess about like in that scenario you went through.